Hi everyone, I'm Shruti Vijayvargi from BISP Solutions. In this video, I'm going to create a more advanced 3D scatter plots in R. R has some great functions for generating scatter plots in 3 dimensions and the scatterplot 3D in a scatterplot 3D package. One of the R's most attractive features that it allows us to manipulate output and deeply customize graphs. Since colors and trends labels can be input as vectors, you could programmatically use them to represent almost anything. So for creating a scatterplot 3D, we must install the package scatterplot 3D in R. So for creating a more advanced scatterplot, let's begin with our RStudio. So the first thing you must have to install your scatterplot 3D. So in my system I've already installed that, and now I've already discussed about how to import any file in R. So this is my file and I have already imported and attached it to R's memory. And now let's begin to create a more advanced scatter plot using the scatter 3D function. So for that purpose, just go to your file menu and create a new script. I've already write it down in a step-by-step manner because it is a very long process. So let's say we want to plot a country versus population versus percent. So in this, I'm going to use in another field which is the percent in my database. This is my percent. Okay. So for that purpose, you have to write this code library scatterplot 3D. Now with country 10, that means your data, where your data is stored. So my data is stored in the country 10. Now with the curly braces, write scatterplot 3D, which is the function of R, and it has three arguments necessarily, which is the country, population, percentage for what you want to create your scatterplot, and main, which will be the title of your plot or the graph. Now let's run this. So your scatter plot will be look like this. Here is the z-axis, here is the x-axis, and your y-axis. Now the second step which we have to do, let's modify the graph by replacing the points field blue circles and add drop lines to the y-plane and create a more meaningful labels. I just copy paste here my already created graph, and this I write x left for naming the x-axis, y left for naming the y-axis, and z left for naming the z-axis, and also give the color and pch value to fill the markers and the type edge for the horizontal line. So run it. So when I run it, my graph is created like this. But here also you cannot easily identify what is these values and what this represented in this scatter plot. So for more meaningful way, let's label the points. We can do this by saving the results of the scatterplot 3D function to an object using the xyz.convert function to convert the coordinates from 3D xyz to 2D projections xy, and apply the text function here to add labels to the graph. So that it will label our graph and the graph will look like this. Now this value is for first, second, third, but In this also we don't know which country is the first, which country is the second. So for that purpose, as a final step, we will add information on the number of pointers or markers, and we will add information of the country. To do this, we will add a column to the country 10 to the data frame indicating the color for each point. So this will be the color for each frame. So this these values are the number of mobile users, and which I save as a color pointers. So for good measure, we will shorten the y-axis, change the drop lines to dash lines, and add a legend. Legend is what? So just run it and see. This will be your legend, and you can create vectors for the colors and for the country's name. And now one will become the China. So there are number of mobile users are higher in the China than in the India, and then other countries are showing here clearly. So how I do it? So for that purpose, I store these values from the country data into a color and add a legend here in the top left corner, and give the title number of mobile users, and create two vectors, one for the countries and the another vector for the fill the color. Okay, so this is how you can create a scatter plot in R. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Thanks for watching.